Hi, everyone. This is Leah Klein, health and wholeness coach. And today, my question for you is, are you crying uncle? Or in more the words the Bible uses, are you pleading for mercy? I know I have been this last week. Our verse is Psalm 143:1. Hear my prayer, O Lord. Give ear to my pleas for mercy. In your faithfulness, answer me. In your righteousness. David, obviously, who wrote this psalm, had a lot of reasons to cry out for mercy in his life. Whether it was Saul, whether it was his son he was running from, a lot of upheaval and a lot of enemies, and a lot of times that he was crying out for mercy from God. And we can, obviously follow his example. We have our own things that make us want to cry uncle. And I'm sure you have many examples, probably recent ones from your own life to call on. I know that for me, this last week, I had, really busy, lots of people that I was testing, doing health testing on. And on top of all the little bits and pieces of figuring out what to do after someone passes away and all the things that you're trying to fill in that they usually did. And it's all falling on you in a lot of ways. And then throw in on the busiest, day of the week that all of a sudden you're not getting any emails coming in, not getting it on 2 different emails or just nothing. And you're going, I don't think all the spammers have magically decided to stop emailing, or at least the chain emails that, you get regular emails. Hopefully you don't consider my emails one of those. But needless to say, I was a little suspicious that something wasn't working right. And of course, this was in my dad's system. And so I had never been into it before. And so I'm going down rabbit trails trying to figure out exactly which system was actually running the email and where the foul up was in the system. Figured it out, but by the latter part of that day, I was practically, shaky from adrenal overload. I had more adrenaline and cortisol running through my system than probably almost any time in my life. I was practically bouncing off the walls, at which point I decided, let's cut back on caffeine too. But which is something you could consider if you're in that situation. But I had to slow down. I was crying out to God. I was going, Uncle, okay, no more. I don't, okay, you said you're not going to give me more than I can handle. Okay, I'm right at the edge here. And asking God for his mercy. And I am sure you have been there. I am sure you have been there in situations where things weren't going right, or you had things piled on top of things that going not the way you wanted them to, and you're going, okay, God, enough. I need mercy. So David gives us an example of this. He says it's okay. It's okay to ask for mercy. He frequently asked for mercy. because he knew that he didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve anything, but was completely dependent on God's mercy. And so are we. And that is what we need to come back to. So I want to encourage you to, if you are in a situation like that or have been in one here and feel like it's time to cry out, do it. Take some time and just cry out to God. Give the situation or situations to Him and stop and take a breath. Stop, breathe. Slow, deep breaths, probably 20 or 30 of them. This will help lower the cortisol levels and get you not as strung out. I had to do that last Wednesday. And so I want to encourage you, if you're feeling that, cry out to God and do some deep breathing. And to wrap up our time, I wanted to share a song that basically is taking from another verse from the Psalms and is, I think, may have verses, but I never really learned the verses when I was growing up. It was the chorus that we sang all the time. So that's what I'm actually going to sing. If you're familiar with it, feel free to join in. Otherwise, feel free to just listen. Hear my cry, O God, attend to my prayer. From the ends of the earth, I will cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Hear my cry, O God, attend to my prayer. From the end of the earth, I will cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. See you next week.